Okay, here we go. We are live here in getting ready for the Sonoma race here in the Xfinity series. The DoorDash 250 starting lineup. You can see the top 10 on the side of your screen. Larson, Allgaier, Creed, Amarola, Allmendinger, Mayer, Gibbs, Hemrick, Nemechek, and Sammy Smith, your top 10. I think there is a very obvious trend here. Ooh, whoops, I accidentally changed seat. 1 second. Come on. There we go. So the obvious thing I think that to mention there is that you've got a lot of Cup drivers racing this race. Just in terms of the top 10 alone, you've got Larson, Amarola in 4th, Allmendinger 5th, and Ty Gibbs in 7th. You've got 4 Cup guys inside the top 10. And really 4 Cup guys inside the top 7, which is going to be a tall order for the Xfinity regulars to have to deal with those guys in particular, because there is a heavy amount of people. Hey, Eric, how's it going? But there's a hefty amount of traffic here to deal with. I mean, so there's a total of 8 guys doing the double duty today and tomorrow. But again, Larson and Allmendinger are probably your top 2 that everybody's looking at. I think Ty Gibbs is another one of those double duty threats to potentially win this race. Amarola, I think, again, just kind of getting a feel for it. Again, Ty Gibbs also trying to get a feel for this track because he's never raced here, to my knowledge. But I wouldn't count Sammy Smith out. He had an amazing performance last year at Watkins Glen. Don't remember where he finished in Sonoma. They're getting ready for the command to start the engines, but for Xfinity regulars, I wouldn't count out, obviously, your guys inside the top 5, Allgaier and Creed. I think you're right on that one, Eric. But then I wouldn't count out Sammy Smith in 10th for a potential pop-off win here. Then you've got just kind of looking down further through the field. You've got Cole Custer, who just won last week. You've got Alex LeBay and Parker Klickerman with some pretty fast cars in 11th and 12th, just outside that top 10. But, again, as you look further down, you also have guys like Ross Chastain, who won the Circuit of the Americas race last year in Cup. So he will likely be a threat to win this race. Although, again, I don't think that 91 car is quite as good as it may look today. But So it's a pretty stacked field, though. I mean, Sage Karam, he's an IndyCar guy, so in theory he knows his way around a road course. Cole Custer, last week's road course winner, starting all the way in 26th place. Anthony Alfredo, after a crash in practice, he is in the backup car and starting at the tail of the field. Ty Dillon, number 4, is starting deep in the field. He's another one of those double-duty drivers. So, it's a deep field, but looking forward to seeing how some of these Xfinity regulars can keep up. I think my prediction for a top 10, I agree. I think Allmendinger is going to win, but I think I have a little bit more faith in these Xfinity regulars. I think Allgaier and Creed, I don't know. I'll say it's hard not to put Larson up in that top. I'll say it's going to be Allmendinger, Allgaier, Larson, Sammy Smith, and then I will take Ty Gibbs for that 5th spot. But I think it will be a shootout between those 5. So, but that's my top 5. So I'll take that out in chat so you guys can go ahead and roast me if you want with the my top 5. Oh, whoops. Come on. So there we go. My personal top 5 is Allmendinger. Which, I will say, some of these Xfinity Series names are tough to spell. So I said Allmendinger Larson, Sammy Smith, Allgaier, and Ty Gibbs. So there you go. There's my top 5. Feel free to go ahead and let me know how right or how wrong you guys think my top 5 is. Again, I have a lot of faith in these Xfinity regulars. I don't know if I have Kyle Larson or AJ Allmendinger level of confidence in any of these young guys. But, yeah. Granted, that would be a lot of confidence to have in some of the Xfinity regulars. To have, because, I mean, Allmendinger, I think they said he had 17 top 2 finishes at this, or at these types of tracks, and it's the first time the Xfinity guys are even seeing this track for the most part, so... I mean, some of these guys got to see this track in trucks last year, but for the most part, this has been a Cup-only track, or Cup and ARCA, for the longest time. So, a lot of these guys may be racing this track and for really even just seeing this track for the first time. So, here we go. But, yeah, so, again, the lack of forward power near the front is a little concerning here, but, again, Eric Almirola there up in the top 5. He might have some speed to show for. But, yeah. Alright. So, here we go. Hopefully you guys are excited for this race. I know I certainly am. But, yeah, I think Allmendinger, though, probably is consensus. It's only a 20-lap stage. I'm going to just go ahead and put up the stage 1 poll here early on. So it's... I feel like we might have a lot of other picks here because Allmendinger is not going to make that top 3 pick. Also, a quick reminder that there are no stages here in the... and I spelled Allgaier's name all wrong. Allgaier. Okay. That is a really weird spelling. But, yeah. Alright, so there we go. Who wins stage 1 in the DoorDash 250? I put Larson, Allgaier, Creed. They are your top 3 starting positions, and then other covers the rest of the field. So, Ty Gibbs, Allmendinger, Ross Chastain, Sammy Smith. So, it's pretty heavy in that latter half of the field. So if you are looking for an easy pick, you might want to go other. Although remember, there's no stage yellows here at the so you might see some of these guys who need points try and stretch it exactly to the stage. But in other races, you will, or other instances, you'll probably see the drivers who don't need points kind of just play it for the end of the race. Because, again, no guaranteed yellow, with it being a road course this year that is paired up with the Cup Series. Because that was something I didn't realize last week, was because it was a one-off Xfinity race, no Cup or trucks at the track. They had the stage cautions as they have had for the last few years. But yeah, back at this track though, because Cup is here this weekend, they are racing tomorrow. We've got the no yellows for the stage end. So also no weird pit rules for the most part. You can pit whenever. Pit for 2 tires, 4 tires, no rules around that, unlike the comp yellows that they had last week. But yeah, the cars are rolling and we are getting ready for a good race. Hopefully you guys are excited. I know I am. If you guys are, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new so you guys don't miss any future live streams. Again, I'll be streaming again tomorrow for the NASCAR Cup Series race, but we still got a long way to go today. Also, the poll is up if you want to go ahead and vote on the who you guys think is going to win this stage. I see we've already got some votes for Sheldon Creed here. Here we go. Did the pace car roll in there? Nope, pace car is still on track. So we got one more lap probably of I thought when they were doubled. Oh wait, no, there we go. Pace car pulls off to the side there. I thought he was going down pit road. Here we go. Pace car is off, and the field is in the hands of Kyle Larson and Justin Allgaier on the front row here. Kyle Larson pulls off with the race win, or with the race lead. I mean, not necessarily a win yet, but yeah, there we go. Larson to the lead. Pretty obvious he was gonna fly out there and take the lead early. Looks like Allgaier's gonna take second from Amarola there. And, oh, whoa, we got a lot of stacking up in the middle of the field. Looks like Jeb Burton, Connor Mozak getting into it. Each other there in the mid-pack, so yeah, I mean, this field is all over the place, it looks like, for the Xfinity Series here. But, yeah. I will say, it was hard to find any sort of clips for this race, with the intro and all that, because we've never seen Xfinity cars here. But there we go. The 28 of Amarola actually goes up and passes Allgaier for the race, or for the race's second position. Larson still has the lead here as they go down through the S's here. So Eric Amarola to second place, though. Nice to see Amarola having some success here. Looks like Sam Mayer might be having a pretty good run here as he goes to the outside of Sheldon Creed here, looking to try and gain some spots. Looks like AJ Allmendinger might be a little further back here as he's stuck in some traffic here. But yeah, Larson is starting to pull away though. He's starting to form up a gap. Again, we'll have to wait and see if that ends up maintaining that kind of gap throughout this race. But yeah, he definitely though has Larson has an edge here though. That's for sure. But yeah, so here we go. So again, everybody kind of settling into line here, waiting for those braking zones to come up because the braking zones are your best chance to pass there. Ty Gibbs making a pass here on Sam Mayer, who at one point looked like he was going to try and take fourth place. He's now lost. He's now lost a spot here, and he's back in seventh place compared to where he started. Ty Gibbs making that pass there on Sam Mayer here. And now it looks like Daniel Hemrick might be on the verge of passing Sam Mayer here in that number 11 car. So, yeah. So these guys, they're trying to get in line. I love that Yahoo car for John Hunter Nemechek. That purple is beautiful. And it's like Custer and his teammate are both fighting back at the tail end of the field here. But yeah, so far Custer's season at the 2 road course, he was 32nd, and then he won last week, obviously. So are we gonna see Custer maybe try and make a run to try and go back to back? Obviously, much harder this week because there's a full field of Cup guys in the race. But yeah, I'm looking forward though to seeing these guys running the double duty here. Oh, there we go. Allmendinger looking to the inside on Creed. I think he might have gotten a little too much curbing, though. He doesn't end up being able to maintain that track position to the inside lane there on Sheldon Creed, and he ends up falling in behind. Probably going to have to wait for the braking zone here in turn 11 as we get back around to that heavy braking zone. It'll be a good chance for Allmendinger to try and outbrake him and try and make the pass. But yeah, through the fast corners, it's very hard to pass in a fast corner on a road course because that's when everybody is at their top speed. And there we go. Allmendinger gets to the inside here in turn 11 at the hairpin. And yep, there we go. He takes the spot from Sheldon Creed, and Allmendinger now up to 4th and looking for 3rd. And if he does that, it'll be a Cup driver 1, 2, 3 here at Sonoma, as Eric Almirola is still up in 2nd place. And wow, he's already hounding him. Again, the next big braking zone is the big bicycle turn. I think that's turn 6 or 7, I think. I don't remember the turn count too well. I probably should have had a track map up here. But yeah, it's the big right-hander up here where they all make this big curb hop. They didn't show Allmendinger's car, but I'm guessing he didn't pass Allgaier, because there we go. Now they're showing Allmendinger again, and he is still trailing Allgaier here. So maybe he's just going to wait and pass him into the hairpin. Now, being able to pass in the hairpin is good, because that's where you're going to win the race at the end, because that's your last big corner before you come back to the start-finish line. But if that's the only place you can pass, you're going to be limited because you only get 1 pass per lap, obviously. So I think that's going to be a problem that Allmendinger is going to have to prove that he can pass in other corners than just that one. Now, obviously, early in the race, it is not a big deal about having to brake or having to only pass 1 car per lap, or only being able to pass in that 1 corner, especially where he has almost 80 laps here, 79 laps total to pass, and he only had 4 cars to pass to start this race. So here we go. So we got some other votes. We got some action here. Someone thinks Larson's gonna win the race or win the first stage here. We got another vote though as well for Sheldon Creed. So starting to see some. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen an other pick, because Allmendinger is rocking through the field. So is Almirola. So yeah, 2 of the top 3 are all are new guys to that list that weren't on the poll there. Wanted to make sure I included some Xfinity regulars though, because yeah, the Xfinity regulars, again, they're going to be hungry for these points, especially some of these guys like Creed, who doesn't have a win yet. He wants to make sure he stacks as many points as possible, just in case he is not able to get a win here in this regular season. I think it would be a massive disappointment to an extent for Sheldon Creed if he does end up winless this regular season, because I mean, he has looked so good this year and the latter half of last year. For him to still be winless in his career here, obviously, winless this season as well, but winless for his entire career as well. I mean, he's been building faster and faster each race. So here we go. Allmendinger coming up behind Eric Almirola. Not sure if he's going to have much of a position here as they kind of go over that big curb turn. But here we go. Welcome everybody to the live stream. Hopefully you guys are excited. And yeah, so right now Almirola, he is still holding on. I think again into this into the hairpin here at the end of the lap is going to be the spot where you see Allmendinger try and get the pass on Eric Almirola here. Now, Eric Almirola is no slouch, and he certainly has the experience to put up a pretty good fight here. So let's see. Battle for second. Allmendinger did get a little bit of dirt, but there we go. Allmendinger gets the inside, and I think Eric Almirola pretty smartly there doesn't contest the position as he, because if they fought side by side there, there's the chance they damage each other's race cars. They let Larson get away, and then they also potentially let the guys behind them get another shot. But the Fox broadcast is going to commercial break, so yeah, we're gonna be waiting here. But yeah, let me know who you guys think is gonna win. I posted my top 5 into the chat. I saw Eric also posted his top 5. Feel free to share your top 5s if you guys are interested. But yeah, so that was my pre-race. I made that pick before the pre-race. But Allmendinger, Larson, Sammy Smith. Let's see, Sammy Smith. Has Sammy Smith really not passed? Wow. Sammy Smith has not passed anybody yet. So Allmendinger versus Larson looks like it's going to be the big fight here as we get down to the we get down here to the end of the stage here. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, because it depends on when they decide to pit. Because I think you can make it to lap 20 on fuel, but we'll have to wait and see if they choose to, because you could probably pit earlier and try and gain some advantage there, but yeah. Alright. So, yeah, right now, though, Larson, Allmendinger, Almirola, Ty Gibbs now up into that top 5, though. He just passed Sheldon Creed here while we were at the commercial break. We saw him kind of making a move there just before they cut away from the they cut away from that battle to show the pass between Allmendinger and Almirola, but yeah, Ty Gibbs was getting ready to make the pass on Creed, and he has officially made the pass, so he is now in the top 5. Let me see who else we got. Oh, Parker Kligerman now up into that top 10 over Sammy Smith. Again, it's a long run, but I picked Sammy Smith. I have confidence that he'll find his way to the front by the end of the race. But yeah, early on though, definitely looks like Cup guys are the ones to beat. I mean, 4 of them in the top 5 now. That's pretty dominating. So, yeah, looking forward, though, to the Cup race tomorrow as well. I'll be streaming there, too, so hopefully you guys are excited. I know I'm going to be hoping for a McDowell win here. It's a really good track for him. He got a top 3. He ended up getting a podium at this race last year for McDowell in the Cup Series. So I would love to see him get that one. He's starting 3rd place tomorrow. Yeah, so here we go. And they're back from commercial break, so here we go. Welcome everybody to the live stream. Hopefully you guys are excited. I know I am. But, yeah. Whew. So, and say, that's the thing. Sonoma is beautiful, except for the racetrack. Can we... I would love to race this track sometime when the grass is actually green and not brown like this, because, I mean, Sonoma always looks so dead when we race there, and then in the off-season, the social media team goes and posts pictures at the racetrack in, like, January and February of green, lush grass and rolling fields at the racetrack, so it's like... I'd love to see this race maybe get moved earlier. If it's true that, because there's rumors that, we know Auto Club won't be ready probably for next year. So my petition would be to move this race to the to that early West Coast swing. Honestly, I mean, hey, you want to race in California? You want to race there early in the year? I would say this especially over the kind of rumor that they're going to make the... Oh. Alright, sorry about that. I am back here, and we are just past halfway here in this stage. Hopefully you guys are excited. I know I am. But yeah, Larson and Allmendinger, the gap stands still at about 3 seconds. So Allmendinger, I mean, hasn't been able to run in a gap as much. Now he has gapped Almirola quite a bit. Eric Almirola is now under fire from Justin Allgaier. Meanwhile, AJ Allmendinger is absolutely flying away from them. So, yeah, here we go. Again, sorry about the. So I had to go help my dad find something, but yeah, we're all set. We're ready for this one, and Creed is continuing to fall. Wow, Creed has fallen to 8th place. Now Kligerman is on the back bumper of Creed, looking to try and take 8th away here. Man, Creed not looking like a solid top 10 pick here. Well, I mean, I think he'll still end up top 10, but I mean, I know I saw Eric said he expected 5th, and it's looking like Creed may not end up being a top 5 threat here, but we'll have to wait and see because it's a long race. We could see some changes here. So 2.7 seconds between Allmendinger and Larson here. And then over 3 seconds between Almirola and Allmendinger. So, and they go to commercial break for the TV broadcast for the second time already this race. I mean, hey, you know what? At least we got 10 laps in now before we got our second commercial break. But yeah. So here we go. Hopefully you guys are excited. I know I am. Trying to think of what other big events throughout this. I mean, this summer is going to be crazy because you've got all the road courses. You got Chicago Downtown Street Course. They started breaking ground on kind of the preparations for that track. You've got New Hampshire later in about a month, which I'm going to be going to. So I'm going to be heading to the track for that as well. So hopefully you guys are excited. Then we got, trying to think of what else for big events. We got, obviously, Daytona to end off the regular season. Watkins Glen weekend is always fun. I think that's a triple header event this year. So, yeah, it's crazy. But, yeah, this summer, Richmond, I think, hopefully will be a good race. Although, again, with this next-gen car, short tracks don't seem to be very good, so we'll have to wait and see, but yeah, so trying to think of some of the other races off the top of my head. Let me just look at the schedule, actually, for at least the Cup schedule, because I know I probably won't be able to do most of the rest of the Xfinity races, but yeah. Oh yeah, we got Nashville in 2 weeks because this week we actually are coming up to an off week. So gonna be prepping quite a few things over this off week though. Might see a video or two. I'm not sure about live stream maybe next week, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Looking through, we got Pocono. We still have a race at Pocono. We got the Summer Atlanta race, which is gonna be a night race there, so that's nice. And then we got Michigan, the Indianapolis Roval as well. So there's a lot of road courses in this summer stretch to end off the Cup Series regular season. But, yeah. So, here we go. But yeah, that run to the end of the season, and obviously the NBC portion is going to be a ton of fun. So, yeah. I will say, I'm going to be excited to not have to listen to another ad here throughout the remainder of the NASCAR season after today, because I've got the no ad version of Peacock, and I'm assuming the no ads applies to the live stream too, but I don't know. I don't watch enough live, I guess. And Joe Graff Jr. spins out. So yeah, he was definitely the slowest of the bunch, but yeah. Oh wait, no, that wasn't. That was Ryan Sieg. Sorry, not the 38. I thought that was 38. It looked like 39 now after I saw the spin the second time. But yeah, 5 laps to go though. Larson has a Larson is still maintaining a 2.6 second lead here over AJ Allmendinger. And again, these Cup guys, they are absolutely decimating this Xfinity Series field. All we need is Ty Gibbs to pass Allgaier, and we will have a 1, 2, 3, 4 sweep of the front 4 spots. Sheldon Creed has now slid back to 9th place. Parker Clearman able to make that pass. And Parker, or not Parker, that's Brett. That's Brett Moffitt there making a pass on Austin Hill there inside the top 15. Always like to see Brett Moffitt running pretty well, especially with that new team, because teams have not, him and stability has not been a thing this throughout his career. So nice to see when he does finally get some consistency. But yeah, so I'm looking forward though to the Cup race tomorrow. Again, a lot of potential for surprises. Chris Buescher starting pretty well. Allmendinger in the top 10. Unfortunately, Kyle Busch missed out on the top 10. He'll be starting deeper in the field. Same thing with Kyle Larson. He'll have to rally from deep in the field tomorrow. I say deep in the field. He'll be like 12th or 13th probably. Haven't seen the official lineup. Let me see if we have the official lineup. Let me see if they have this one. I know. Oh yeah, NASCAR also has the Garage 56 entry at Lamar right now as well. I haven't been watching most of the race, mainly because it's not really accessible in the U.S., which I think is a shame. But here we go. Starting lineup for Cup. We got 4 laps to go here at the Xfinity Series race. Just want to see this Cup Series starting lineup. So Hamlin, Reddick, McDowell, Bell, Allmendinger, your top 5. Gibbs, Buescher, Truex, Suarez, and then Chase Elliott, for whatever reason, ended up having a really bad qualification attempt in the Fast 10. So he ends up finishing 10th there. Then Austin Dillon and Kyle Busch end up 11th, 12th. Steno's 13th. So Kyle Larson's actually way down the field. He's 16th here. Okay. That's really not good for him. I didn't realize he was that far down the grid. Bubba Wallace in 18th. Harvick starting his last Sonoma race from the 21st position. But yeah, Ryan Blaney having a horrific qualifying performance, and Grant Enfinger in his first NASCAR Cup Series start is going to be rolling off from the tail end of the field as well after a pretty bad qualification attempt. But again, hard to judge him too harshly. It's his first time in the in that series, so. Let me go ahead and get my NASCAR fan reward points before I forget about them, because I want to make sure I'm getting as many points as possible. But yeah. Oh wow, the NASCAR app, they actually did something really cool with it. They added the progress bar with the stages, that they've had on the broadcast quite a bit. Alright, there we go. So Sammy Smith up into the top 10. I think that pass was made on his teammate Brett Moffitt, or not Brett Moffitt, his teammate John Hunter Nemechek ended up locking up the tire there into one of the corners. Got passed by both Moffitt and his teammate Sammy Smith there. And oh, John Hunter Nemechek gets spun! John Hunter Nemechek is around! Oh no, the purple people eater gets spun out. Not sure who that was that hit him, but I can guarantee he's not going to be happy about that. But yeah, John Hunter Nemechek got spun out here. That's going to really, so that puts him back in 18th after that. I want to see a replay of what happened. I either want to see a replay, or can we get the focus up on the battle for the lead? Although I think battle for the lead is still 2.7 seconds, and without a major mistake from Larson, it's going to probably finish as a 1-2 for Larson Allmendinger. Because that's the good thing, is that without the guaranteed stage yellow, we don't see them all diving for pit road here. But yeah. So there we go. So here we go. Let's see. Kligerman making the pass on Sam Mayer here. Kligerman's starting to show some muscle. Although Sam Mayer actually able to hold strong on that inside through the final curve there, coming to the start-finish line. And he ends up holding him off. It's hard to tell whether that's supposed to be turn 1 or if that's supposed to be the final turn on the track, because it's a small curve in the track after the restart zone, but before the start-finish line. So, what do you call that? Because is it turn 1? Is it the unofficial turn 12 on an 11-turn racetrack? But yeah. Okay, so we got some drivers coming into the pits there. Didn't see which ones it was, but yeah, we had some cars coming into the pits here. So here we go. Coming to the green and white checkered flag, it'll be Kyle Larson. He is unchallenged. Kyle Larson wins stage number 1 here in Sonoma. Allmendinger second. Waiting for third place here, because it's a while before third place. And oh, what's wrong with Josh Berry? Josh Berry with a flat tire or something? And he's all the way on the backside of the track. That is going to be a long trek for him to get back to the pit road. But yeah, he is pacing. We may see a yellow flag fly here. Yeah. Riley Herbst was the one to pit early, and now with this yellow flag, almost certainly, because Josh Berry has stopped up the field. Yeah, there we go. Yellow flag flies. Amarola, Allgaier, Gibbs, Hemrick, Sam Mayer, Kligerman, Sheldon Creed, and Sammy Smith round out the top 10 here at the end of stage number 1. And the caution flies for Josh Berry being stopped on the track here. So, man, I don't know if it was a flat tire or what happened to Berry's car. But, yeah, he is stopped on the racetrack, and we are going to have to wait and see what happens. But there we go. Kyle Larson with the stage number 1 win. So, anyone who picked Kyle Larson to win stage 1, you guys get the bragging rights of winning the stage there. So, yeah, I'll wait until we get ready for the restart for stage number 2, to start stage number 2 here. And then I'll put up the poll here for stage number 2, because these stages are really short, honestly. At only 20 laps apiece, it's really, it does not last long. But, yeah, so here we go. Let me know who you guys would like to see me maybe put on the poll, because, again, I don't want to put 3 Cup guys on it, but I typically do the top 3. But let me know, who you guys would like to see on the, rate on the stage 2 poll. Larson and Allmendinger are almost givens. It's just kind of a question of who do I potentially swap out Amarola with, or do you guys want Amarola on the poll potentially? I know it makes the pick a lot easier, because maybe Ty Gibbs, Allgaier, but yeah, we'll see. Feel free to let me know, though, in the chat which names you would like to see maybe make the poll here for either the end of the race or the end of stage number 2 here. Oh, and it's a 25-lap stage, so it's a little longer of a stage here. So it'll be 45, so we'll be a little over halfway done when we get through stage number 2 here. But yeah, so here we go. So yeah, my top 5 isn't looking too terrible. Again, the only big one is that Sammy Smith still hasn't made any progress from the start of the race. He's still in 5th place there. Or not 5th, he's still in 10th place there. But Allgaier, Ty Gibbs up in the top 5. They were a part of my top 5. Now, granted, I typed out in the order I think they'll finish, but so that means I would need Sammy Smith up in 3rd place over Allgaier and Ty Gibbs. But yeah. But yeah, so again, my top 5. I'm not perfect. I don't expect the top 5 to be exactly spot on, but as of right now, literally my top 5. If I had just put Amarola in 3rd as opposed to the Allgaier, it would be an absolute perfect top 5. So I think I'm doing pretty good though on my picks. But here we go. Yellow flag pit stops. They are rolling on pit road here. Let's see. Larson stops in his pit stall. Let's see what's going to happen here. So they got going 4 tires is pretty much a guarantee here for the rest of the field because, again, they're making this stop. No real surprise. Amarola getting his tires. Allmendinger getting his. We're going to have to see what the race off pit road is. Those Joe Gibbs pit crews potentially going to put in some work. We'll have to see. Riley Herbst's probably going to be your race leader, though, because he pitted before the yellow came out at the end of the stage here. So that's amazing. Looks like Larson, Allmendinger, Allgaier, Ty Gibbs your top 4. Sam Mayer gaining a spot. Parker Kligerman gaining 2 spots. Sheldon Creed gaining 2 spots. Amarola losing 5 spots here. And Hemrick losing 3 spots. And man, the 2 car here, or not the 2, the number 8 car, of Josh Berry stalls again on pit road. So we're going to have to wait and see. But yeah, looks like we got a few drivers who have stayed out, not just Riley Herbst. Man, those guys in the booth, they are having some fun, though. Just taking digs at Austin Cindric there, but yeah. So we'll have to wait and see what this top 5 ends up looking like. But we might actually have some surprise names up here. I know my list, it's still trying to filter them. We'll have to probably wait till they complete a pace lap or 2 for everything to be cycled around, because Allmendinger pit, so he's not going to be up there. Hemrick was on pit road. He's not, and he lost 3 spots, so he's not starting that high up. Mayer, Creed, I think both of them came to pit road. I don't know about Hill. So maybe from Hill on down is accurate. So Hill, Weatherman, Clements. I don't know. That seems like a weird combination to be your starting order or restart order, but I wouldn't rule it out. It just seems weird that Weatherman got all the way up there. Because I thought only Riley Herbst got on pit road before him. Maybe one or 2 others, but I didn't think it was the entire... Or I didn't think it was most of those guys up there and 6 on up. Or 6 on back, But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, so working on some stuff though for the off week. Hopefully you guys are going to be excited for some of the content updates I'm bringing. But yeah, thank you guys though for everybody that's tuning in here on the live stream. We're still waiting for them to complete some pace laps here to confirm exactly what the restart order is going to be. But yeah. Right now, though, we got ourselves a yellow flag here near the end of stage 2, or near the end of stage 1. So there we go. Austin Hill, Nemechek, Karam, Herbst, the top 4. And those top 4 are the only 4 that have stayed out, it looks like. So it looks like it's going to be Hill, Nemechek, Karam, and Herbst. Going to be starting up front with some old tires. Larson in 5th and Allmendinger in 6th. So they're sharing a row there, theoretically. We'll have to wait and see how the choose code works out. But my guess is that Larson and Allmendinger are going to end up sharing a row there in row number 3. Then you got Allgaier, Ty Gibbs, 7th and 8th. 9th and 10th is Mayer and Kligerman. So Kligerman still holding on to that top 10 even after the pit stops. We'll have to wait and see here. And so they're showing some clips here from Austin Cindric during the drivers only broadcast at Charlotte last week. I didn't get to see much of that because I was at the track, but yeah. Man, that was a fun time though, being at the track for being in Charlotte. It was definitely the easiest track I've ever been to in terms of actually being able to get around the place and getting places. Because Bristol in particular has been a nightmare whenever I've gone to Bristol to try and get around there, because it's hill up, hill down, hill up, hill down, everywhere you go. But yeah. But yeah. Here we go. That's funny. They got kid in a number 2 hat trying to hit someone in a Kevin Harvick hat, which is who the 2 guys in the booth are. But yeah, just kind of waiting for them to pace back around, because pace laps at a track like this are going to be incredibly slow. So it looks like they're showing Riley Herbst is actually leading this thing ahead of Hill, Nemechek, and Karam. I thought Hill and Nemechek would be the top 2, and then I thought Karam and Herbst would be 3rd and 4th. But yeah. So here we go. And they're going to another commercial break? Are you kidding me? Like, come on. There's definitely more we can do with the broadcast. Come on. But yeah, so right now though we're working our way through the caution flag here at the end, from the end of stage number 1. Again, the caution wasn't for the end of stage 1 because there aren't yellows with the stages. Josh Berry ended up stalling on the racetrack as everybody was working the final lap. So it ended up being that we got a caution at the end of stage number 1. But yeah, just like to specify that because it can very easily get confusing. But yeah. Alright, so yeah, I mean, again, Larson and Allmendinger fighting through this field is going to be nutty. So yeah, it looks like Riley Herbst is 1st, Hill 2nd, Nemechek 3rd, and then Karam 4th. Okay, it's going to be interesting to see that top 5. But again, Larson and Allmendinger fighting their way through this field is going to be crazy. See if they can get through these guys without having to move anybody, because moving somebody is not what we want to see happen here. At least it's not what I want to see happen. Alright, so here we go. I'm hoping for a good run here for these guys. Again, it's going to be a fun one to watch them trying to run through this field. Because again, those front four are on older tires, so whether or not they can hold them off, although it's not really significantly older tires. Every little bit, though, counts. Especially when you're racing guys like Allmendinger and Larson. Two of the best in the game. Especially two of the best in the game when it comes to road course racing, so yeah. Trying to think of who else here in the might be some ones to watch here. Amarola back in 12th. That's going to be interesting. Again, he lost a ton of spots here on pit road. And they're coming back from commercial break. So tomorrow's race is at 3:30. So again, I'll have the live stream scheduled sometime tonight probably. I'll be working on it after I get off the air here. Yeah, I got thumbnail and stuff I need to get done for that. But yeah. Should be a pretty fun one, though. Oh, okay. They put Riley Herbst back in 4th. Okay. So Riley Herbst is going to be 4th place here on the restart, not 1st. So it's Hill. Nemechek, Karam, and then Riley Herbst. So there we go. NASCAR got the leaderboard reshuffled here. They're getting ready for the restart. We should be going green this time, so they should be doubling up when they get off of turn 2. Or not turn 2, turn 10 here. And Josh Berry's car is at least rolling, so not sure what was going on there. Did he lose a lap? That's my biggest question. Josh Berry lost 2 laps, it looks like. Parker Retzloff also down 4 laps. Not sure what happened to him. We never really got a chance to see what happened to him, but yeah. There we go. We've been live for about an hour now. We've been live for officially 1 hour already, so nice. And here we go. So they're doing their choose cone here. Left and right, left and right. And yep, the front 4 though, they went 2 and 2. So 2 went inside, 2 went outside. I don't know. Looks like they went. And it looks like preferred line is that inside line to start this one. Obviously, it's hard to say inside and outside when you've got left and right turns. So what was at one point the inside line might end up being the outside lane for the next corner. But here we go. Green flag is out. Green, green, green. And they are racing here. Austin Hill, John Hunter, Nemechek, Karam, the top 3. So, gonna wait and see the first lap play out here, and then I will go ahead and start making the poll for you guys to vote on who you guys think is going to win this stage here. So Austin Hill takes the lead here, but Larson already making his way up through the lap traffic. Same with Allmendinger, trying to make his way up. A lot harder for Allmendinger though, it looks like, as but here we go. We got But yeah. But yeah, so far though, the restart, they got the thing single file here. Larson up to second. Meanwhile, Allmendinger got stuck in fourth place here, so it's still going to be a little bit of a climb. All right, there we go. Kyle Larson to the race lead. So again, I'm gonna wait just a little longer because again, I'm anticipating Allmendinger will probably take this top spot here. But yeah, it looks like Allmendinger though having a much harder time trying to fight through the traffic here. Yeah, AJ Allmendinger, he has gotten stuck in the weeds here. He's now fought his way up to third place, but he still has Austin Hill between himself and Larson for the race lead. So here we go. Let's get this poll put up here. I'll put in Austin Hill just in case something happens and he can get there. All right, there we go. There's the poll for stage number 2. Go ahead and vote on who you guys think's gonna win this second stage here. But yeah, it's going to be a fun one here as we get ready for this one. Again, Allmendinger kind of got stuck in traffic, and if we don't see a yellow, this might give Larson the gap he needs to just run away from the field. Although he hasn't really gapped the 21 as much as we would have expected there. Only about 1.5 seconds between Hill and Larson here, and Allmendinger's breathing right down the neck of Hill. Again, we'll have to wait and see how long it takes him to get by here. But yeah. Ty Gibbs, though, making his way up through the field. He's up into 5th place here. But yeah, so here we go. Here we go. Man, that's a cool story, though. Again, I love the kind of drivers' personal life stories that they get to share during some of these races where there's not high intensity action the whole time. Just talking about how they were able to remove how they managed to find and remove Karen's father apparently had cancer, and they didn't know, and probably wouldn't have known had he not gone to try and donate his kidney there. But yeah, it's honestly, I love hearing some of those stories of how guys doing good things end up benefiting. But yeah, still hoping we get and say Allmendinger now up to second place though. There we go. That's what we were waiting on. Gibbs also up to fourth, so starting to have a steamroll. But Larson officially has a 2.3 second gap. It looks like 2.3 is the gap for Kyle Larson to Allmendinger here. So here we go. Ty Gibbs trying to get to the inside here on Austin Hill and going to try and pass him. Looks like Austin Hill is going to be dropping further back here. So we got to vote for Larson. I think that's a pretty safe bet. Seems like Larson, if he has the clean air, Larson's able to just, and if he's able to kind of start to gap them, although we've yet to see them kind of on even playing field. No, we got to vote for Allmendinger here. So, I say Allmendinger definitely is showing a lot of pace here to try and pass. But again, we'll have to wait and see because that is a gap now between him and himself and Allmendinger, and it's actually growing because it's now 2.8 seconds between the two. So I'll say again, gap is starting to grow, but we'll have to wait and see if it ends up being a concern. And we got a tire rub on the 44 of Karam. No, not Karam. So yeah, they're coming to pit road for sure here. But hopefully he doesn't blow a tire before he gets back there because he is pulling. I mean, he is driving through this thing with a massive tire rub. But yeah, here we go. He missed pit road. Oh no! I think he's waiting for a yellow maybe, but he is going to be the yellow if he keeps letting the guys kind of just run him over with that tire rub the way it is. But yeah, right now though. But yeah, so let's see. Karam back to 13th now after getting moved by Creed and but yeah, there was a bunch of guys just trying to get by him there. But yeah, that was a bit of a. I say that looked pretty slow there through that set of corners for Allmendinger. We're gonna have to see how Allmendinger does when he has Ty Gibbs breathing down his neck. But now the gap is almost 4 seconds between Allmendinger and Larson. So Larson's starting to really stretch this one out. I don't know. I'm gonna say Larson's looking very fast. Again, I'd love to see what Allmendinger could do if they get close here, but oh, we got to vote for other. Okay, so we got a three-way battle going here in the poll. But yeah, so. But yeah, so far though, it's going pretty good. We got ourselves. They got Green Flag Racing without a major issue. Again, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with Karam as he's currently 14th place. We're assuming he's gonna have to come to pit road. No, Josh Williams is slow on the racetrack. Not sure if he's coming to pit road or what, but that does not look like the pit road area. I think he's on the back straightaway, so he's going to be a while. If he stops anywhere other than pit road, we may have another yellow flag coming out here. Yeah, hard to tell, but yeah. I think he's coming off turn 10 here. I think that's where he is. Yeah, there we go. He is so close to pit road entrance. If he can just get to his pit box, I think he would be okay, but again, we'll have to wait and see here. But yeah. So right now though, they're racing it out But yeah, so right now though, it's a pretty good race, honestly. I mean, it's a bit anticlimactic so far with Larson and Allmendinger. I mean, they were the top two coming into this race, or they were the top two in terms of favorites in this race. And shocker, they've run 1-2 a lot today so far. But it's nice to see that at least we've had some action on the restarts. So they've had to pass some cars, and they kind of prove that they can pass cars, because that's always one of the questions when you have a car that absolutely decimates the front of the field for so long. It's like, okay, are they even able to actually pass cars? Because like if a driver just runs up front and doesn't have any trouble, it's like, okay, could he have actually passed if you stuck him back in traffic? Answer: definitely. Larson and Allmendinger are both able to pass cars pretty well. Larson more so maybe than Allmendinger. Don't know if that's due to lane choice on the restart, potentially allowing Larson to get through the traffic better than Allmendinger, or what. But since getting clear of the lap traffic, though, Allmendinger has been losing time to Larson. So I don't know if Allmendinger would have been able to put up a fight if he had gotten clear with Larson back then, but back at the start. But we'll have to wait and see. I think so. But yeah, I think they definitely could. We'll just have to wait and see if they will. But yeah. So there we go. So ironically, the 10 car that Kyle Busch drives has yet to see victory lane with Kyle this year. Well, with Kyle Busch specifically. Kyle Larson won in that number 10 car at Darlington. But yeah. Larson has been very good in the lower series races this year, though. He ran very well in the truck race at North Wilkesboro. Unfortunately, I didn't get to cover that one, but man, Larson was decimating the field there, too. He decimated the All-Star race as well later that night in the Cup race, but yeah. So here we go. So, hey, you know what? Austin Hill and John Hunter Nemechek, they are still standing inside that, inside the battle for the top 5 spots. Allgaier has not been able to crack into that top 5 quite yet, so. But yeah, so here we go. Oh, there we go. Allgaier makes a pass on. Allgaier made the pass here on Nemechek for the 5th spot. So Allgaier now up into the top 5 here as we are now within 10 laps to go in the stage. 8 laps to go specifically. 8 to go in stage number in stage number 2 here. So again, poll seems to be leaning towards a potential Kyle Larson winning the vote, at least, which again shouldn't be a surprise considering Kyle Larson is leading by over 5 seconds right now. Alright, so there we go. So So yeah, welcome everybody though. We're glad we've been able to have a pretty good turnout so far today. This has been pretty good for especially for an Xfinity Series broadcast. Hopefully a lot of you guys will tune back in tomorrow for the NASCAR Cup Series race at 3:30 on Sunday. But yeah, Josh Berry and Anthony Alfredo fighting it out. Has Alfredo made up a ton of spots? Because he was one of those that started tail end of the field. Let's see. Anthony Alfredo's 39th. So answer no, he has not made up much ground. So Williams lost 6 laps. Berry is down 3 now, and Retzloff down 17. I guess he had a terminal issue, whatever it was. But yeah, I'm glad Alfredo was okay because that was a big hit into that wall there. I think it was a tire barrier. But yeah, that's never an easy hit to take. Yeah, no problem. Happy to be here, and I'll be here for Cup Series tomorrow as well. And then we got ourselves an off week next week. So I'll be coming up with some sort of content to be posting for next week. But yeah. Might do a mid-season check-in on all the drivers, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that. But yeah, so far though, the Cup drivers have been doing amazing in this race. Almirola, Ty Gibbs, Allmendinger, Larson, those 4 have been up inside the top 10 pretty much the entire day. Sammy Smith still hanging out in and around the top 10. He was my if you scroll up in the chat, or you can probably still see it because we haven't had a ton of chat activity. You can see my top 10 or my top 5 picks from pre-race. So Allmendinger, Larson, Sammy Smith being kind of my big kind of whiff right now, but then Ty Gibbs and Allgaier being my other ones. But yeah. Kind of just looking through the rest of the grid. But yeah, right now, though, Larson absolutely shellacking the field here. So, pretty safe bet to go and predict Larson. I don't even know if anyone else is going to really have a good shot unless he, Larson could try and pit here before the end of the stage. If, again, there's a good spot. There's the side skirt on Almirola's car is flapping. That might be a bit of debris that comes off and debris yellow. That could very easily flip this strategy on its head here. But yeah, right now though, I'm gonna say it doesn't seem to be hurting Almirola's speed any. He is absolutely flying still around these, in particular around turn 10 where they've got that really fast corner. So. But yeah, on the pit stop, whenever they end up pitting here, I'm guessing it'll probably be sometime. Yeah, so they're going to have to fix that, I'm assuming, on their next pit stop, but I don't think they're going to be forced to make an early pit stop to fix it, though, by NASCAR. It sounds like NASCAR is just going to tell them that on your next pit stop, whenever that may be, to take care of it, so, yeah. But yeah, so 5 laps to go here in stage number 2 at Sonoma Raceway. But yeah, I love this layout. This layout produces so much fun in terms of the between the cars getting up on 2 wheels and bicycling it over the curbs in turn 7 turn 7, I think it is. And then you've got the very fast turn 10 here that leads towards one of the slowest corners in all of NASCAR here, which is turn number 11, the very slow hairpin turn. And since they have a turn count on screen, let's see what this last curve here before the start-finish line is. Is it just a curve? Yeah, they don't count that as a turn, so... Yeah, I guess they must just not consider that a turn, I guess. I don't know. The curve when you go onto that the last curve right before the start finish line definitely feels like it should be a turn if it isn't already. But yeah, so yeah, Allmendinger kind of, I don't know if he's kind of just realized he isn't going to catch Larson right now, and he's just kind of settling back, trying to save some fuel, maybe trying to make a fuel number. But yeah, right now though, Allmendinger, he's let Ty Gibbs has caught Allmendinger, so we'll have to wait and see what Ty Gibbs is going to do. But yeah, Austin Hill still standing strong in that top. In that top 5. So even though nobody actually picked him as their pick to win this stage, he's still hanging into the top 5 here. So pretty good day, honestly, for him. So here we go. 3 laps to go. So it sounds like they're entering the window in terms of being able to make it the remainder of the way on fuel. So yeah, I think you definitely want to go a little further. Certainly, if you need points for the, maybe if you're, I mean, that'd be aggressive for someone like Larson or Allmendinger. Maybe if you're someone like Suarez who doesn't need to worry about points and you're back in 15th anyway, I wouldn't put it past him making that play. Yeah, if you're not in position to really fight for any points, or if you don't need points, like the Cup regulars don't need points, we could see some guys try an alternate strategy. But again, where you're with Larson, I don't see any reason to really not just run up there and get the stage points here and just win the stage. Not to mention it builds for a potential clean sweep of the race when we get back around at the end of the race. If he can win, because he won stage 1 and it looks like he's going to be in position to try and win stage number 2 here. So stage 3 is going to be really tough to win. But again, if you can get those first 2, you put yourself in position for a clean sweep of the stages. But yeah. Just kind of looking through the field. So yeah, I'm sure AJ, he's gonna be struggling to hold off Ty Gibbs here, and he's probably given up completely on trying to catch Larson here. He's got 9 seconds between himself and Larson now. So Larson has easily got this stage. Honestly, if I'm Larson, maybe even I pit here as coming to the stage end if my pit stall is past the pit entrance or past start finish on the straightaway. I'd be curious to see him crossing the line to take the stage win while on pit road and then stopping in his pit stall and getting 4 tires. I wouldn't put it past Larson to come up with a strategy like that, him and his crew chief here. But again, we'll have to wait and see if that ends up being the call. Because there's never a guarantee, but you never know. But yeah, so right now though, definitely a so let me know who you guys think's gonna win the race potentially here as we're getting ready for the end of this second stage. Larson's got an absolute stranglehold on it. But yeah, curious to see who you guys think is gonna be able to find themselves in position to win this race as we're we're past halfway, and yeah, still waiting for. So here we go. Larson does not pit come to the checkers in the stage. So I don't know if his pit stall is before the start finish line, because that would make sense as to why he didn't pit. But yeah. Right now, though, Larson wins stage number 1, or stage 1 and 2 here. So there we go. I'm going to end that poll early because don't need anyone kind of going and grabbing free points there over. So let's see. So Larson, Allmendinger, Gibbs, Allgaier, Austin Hill maintains the top 5, though. He earned some top 5 stage points, which for a driver who was running outside the top 5, or outside the top 10, barely inside the top 15, he got some points. Amarola running 6th place there at the end of the stage, number 2. John Hunter Nemechek getting some stage points there as well after the strategy call. Same thing with Herbst, earning some points that he probably otherwise wouldn't have had. I mean, Herbst was way back in like the mid-20s when he made that call to come to pit road here. And then you had Parker Kligerman and Sam Mayer picking up the last couple of stage points there at the end of the stage. We'll have to wait and see if we get another yellow. And oh, here we go. So, AJ Allmendinger going to come into the pits here, and he is going to he's going to try and put some pressure here on the rest of the field. So yeah, in about 15 laps or so, is around midway in stage number 3 is when I'll put up the poll for who you guys think's going to win the race. I'll give it a little bit more time, that way some more race can develop. Maybe we see a yellow. But yeah. Right now, though, Allmendinger getting he's on pit road, getting 4 tires and fuel here. Likely going to make it to the end of the race from here, so we'll have to wait and see. But Kyle Larson in lap traffic. Okay, that's going to be interesting. What does Kyle Larson do when he starts to catch lap traffic? I actually do like the pit stop here by AJ Allmendinger to try and, again, the goal is to try and force Larson's hand potentially. So I think the question is, does Larson feel the pressure here as we come off a turn? Yeah, here we go. What did I say? The pressure is on, and Larson pits to try and match Allmendinger's strategy. It's exactly what I was about to say, is that I like this strategy from Allmendinger pitting early here, trying to force the hand of the 17. To try and force the 17 to do something before he was ready for it. So, yeah, I love this call here by the 10 car here. Yeah, I know. Perfect timing for that pit strategy. And Ty Gibbs also forced to come to pit road here. Austin Hill, Nemechek, also on pit road. Looks like Sheldon Creed, Brett Moffitt also down on pit road right now. Looking for who else? Chastain on pit road as well. So a lot of cars coming to pit road. And again, that's kind of the whole guessing game, is always kind of just waiting to see who can get the who can call the stage strategy right here. Because or not the stage strategy, but the pit strategy. Because if you can be the one to force everybody else to follow you, you can really get a bit of an advantage there, forcing people to maybe go off of what they originally were thinking, get tires before maybe they were originally thinking. Especially if their tire wear, let's say Larson's tire wear on the long run isn't exactly what he was looking for. But yeah, so there we go. They're going to commercial break. If this is full screen commercial break, I'll probably go use the bathroom real quick, and then I will be right back. Nope, it's side by side, so we'll stay right here. And we get this stupid T-Mobile ad again. Man, I hate this T-Mobile commercial at this point. But yeah. I mean, it was fun for the first 5,000 times I saw it. But, I mean, come on. At what point have they played this commercial too much? But, yeah. So, waiting to kind of see the rest of the field cycle through. Amarola, Sammy Smith. Kligerman comes to pit road. Parker Kligerman to pit road. So, Sammy Smith and Amarola, Suarez, Lupton, Graff, some of those guys up in the top 5 that have. Oh wait, there we go. Balicki and Jones there. So a couple more guys pitting, and they're cycling through the leaderboard. But it looks like Suarez, Sammy Smith, and Amarola, the big 3 that haven't pit so far. So, again, they're potentially losing time by not being on fresh tires sooner here. But we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening. Because, again, Larson has such an advantage here. He could potentially try and just continue to stretch his lead. But, yeah, we'll have to wait and see when those guys in front of him pit. Right now, if I'm Sammy Smith, Amarola, or even Suarez at this point, I think my pit call here would be to, and Amarola's on pit road, so I guess erase Amarola from what I'm about to say, but if I'm one of those guys who is yet to pit, I think I look at this as, okay, I've already missed my window to pit. I run this thing as long as I possibly can and wait to hear my spotter say that there's trouble and try and jump on pit road just before a caution. Because if you can get to that pit road just before a caution, you can leapfrog the field and maintain some track position like what Herbst, Hill, and Nemechek all did here at the end of stage number 1 when there was the caution flag for Josh Berry stalling on the track. So that would be my call, but nope. Looks like Sammy Smith came to pit road as well, so now it's Suarez. And Suarez is currently running second place here, but again, it's kind of the whole thing of you've already kind of missed your window on the other strategy, so I would probably run as far as I can with the other direction. Because it's one of those things that you try and run your strategy as good as you can, but yeah, if you miss that first initial rush to pit road by more than about a lap or 2, I think it kind of almost flips to where then you try and run it as long as you possibly can. So, yeah. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see, but yeah, Suarez, Allmendinger, Josh Balicki up there. Oh, and Josh Balicki hits pit road, so Balicki bails out on the strategy. I don't know if he had more gas in the tank. We really haven't talked about Balicki much, but hey, there we go. Shout out to Josh Balicki in the number 36 car, getting a chance to run up inside the top 10. Ty Dillon up inside the top 10. He must be playing that staying out strategy, but being as far back as he is, I don't know if there's really an opportunity to win right now from there. But honestly, I think a top 10 would be more than good enough for Ty Dillon here. But, yeah. Suarez in second. Again, that's the one I'm really interested in at this point is the strategy here for Daniel Suarez. So there is now a almost 10-second gap between Allmendinger and Larson as everybody else starts to pit. Again, Suarez still staying out there. He is about 7 seconds back of Larson, which also puts him about 3 seconds ahead of Allmendinger. So he really doesn't have any immediate pressure for the position. So I would just stay out there and keep running if I'm him. I mean, if I'm not being forced to pit, and oh, there we go, Suarez comes to pit road. So I don't know if he was out of fuel. I think right about now is when Suarez comes to pit road. Again, I would have stretched it as far as I possibly could have. But, yeah, Suarez is on pit road right now, though. Suarez pulled off to pit road literally the second I saw you type that in there. But, yeah. Say, you have some good timing, or you're watching the live TV broadcast as well, and you're a little ahead of where I am in terms of watching it. One of those two things, but you seem to have great timing with your stuff. But yeah. But yeah, right now though, again, we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out. But again, I would have tried to stretch it even a little further. Ty Dillon still might be trying to do it because he's currently 7th place, but we'll have to wait and see. So they're going to commercial break here. Let's see. This one's going to be a full screen. Yep, full screen commercial break. So I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick, and I will be back for the remainder of the race. So, yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, I was going to say, AJ Allmendinger, he's running well, but the question is, can he get it done here late in the race when it matters? But, yeah, I love Allmendinger, but, yeah, I agree with Eric here that Larson is absolutely smacking this field. I mean, 11 seconds without a yellow, there is no doubt in my mind that Larson wins this race. But, yeah. We'll have to wait and see, though, if this ends up staying true, though. Larson ending up, I think the Cup race is going to be a lot different, though, because Larson is not starting up front. I think he is, Larson's going to have a harder time getting to the front. Not to mention the Cup cars tends to be a lot more competitive than the Xfinity car is in terms of the entire field. But yeah, so Allmendinger though, pretty. Say we're gonna have to see if he and Ty Gibbs can end up finishing this one. But yeah, the fight up here in the top gonna be interesting to see. But yeah, without a yellow though, I think Kyle Larson absolutely dominates this one. But yeah, I'm gonna go start working on the poll here for you guys to vote on this one. But yeah. All right, so here we go. There's the poll there for who we think's going to win this race. Kind of unfortunate that the entire top three is all Cup drivers. Otherwise, I would have this one. But yeah, I think this. I say whether we like it or not, it looks like Kyle Larson is absolutely shellacking the field. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'd like to imagine that Ty Gibbs or Allmendinger will get a shot at this thing. We still got a long way to go. Potentially a yellow flag still to come. We'll have to wait and see if we get a late yellow. But yeah. Ty Gibbs, by the way, did end up pitting there while I was in the bathroom, it looks like. So, or at the very least, he's dropped so far back that it doesn't really matter what kind of strategy he's trying to pull here. But yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if this poll ends up being all Kyle Larson because yeah, he is absolutely slacking the field. But yeah, I feel like I feel like there's some potential though. Again, if and when we get a yellow flag here, that Larson could very well have this lead challenge because Allmendinger, yeah, it's a 13-second lead. Yeah, this battle is 13 and a half seconds. Yeah, Larson's absolutely running away. Unless there's either trouble on the 17 or a yellow flag, I don't see this one going anywhere. So the 29 car is Alex LeBay here today. And I was say he's actually running pretty well, honestly, for a expansion team. I'm guessing that's Ryan Sieg Racing because it's the same font that the 39, 38, and 28 that they run for their team are. But yeah. And say, for every like we have, Kyle Larson has a second between himself and second place. So I guess if we want a bigger lead for Larson, keep liking the video. But yeah, so man. Say Suarez though running 19th right now after his pit stop. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, for a second I saw the TV broadcast dropped down to 2 seconds, and it's like, wait, what? Because there's no way they made up 11 seconds in a matter of moments. But Larson is stuck in lap traffic here with Ryan Sieg here, so potentially that could end up hurting his ability to run away with this one. But so far, though, it's looking unlikely that Larson will be challenged here in the latter half of this race. Again, unless we see a yellow flag. So they're showing a commercial here for the Chicago Street Course. I'm intrigued by how it'll work out. I just hope it's not a one-and-done thing. So, yeah, this race very easily could end up being a one-and-done. But, I would like to imagine that a street course in the U.S., the average length seems to be about 4, 5, 6 years, looking mainly at IndyCar's road courses. When they get a street course going, it seems to be about that. But especially with next year being an election year and politics playing such a factor in doing street courses, I think whether or not Chicago maybe gets a new mayor. But, yeah. So, yeah, if Chicago ends up getting a new mayor potentially during election year next year, that could very much affect whether or not the Chicago Street Course comes back in 2025, and even if the current mayor decides that it's a better thing for their campaign run to go ahead and run, or even the Illinois governor, because I'm sure Illinois' governor has something to say about it too, has a pretty decent say in that, whether or not that happens too. So, yeah, again, politics, it infects just so much, and it's like, wish we could leave it out, but it's kind of the whole thing that you can't just ignore it, because it eventually is going to seep into everything, unfortunately. But, yeah. But, yeah, so right now we're just kind of waiting. No, whoa, wait a minute. We got a yellow. I kind of zoned out because we were under a commercial break. But no, we got a yellow flag. This race ain't over yet, guys. There's a yellow flag. I didn't even notice it up on the screen. But yeah, no, we got a yellow flag on the track. So, wonder what it's for. We'll have to wait until we get back from commercial break to see. But, yeah, there's a yellow flag. If anyone in the chat happens to be at the track, I know when we did the Cup broadcast, and Jeffrey Earnhardt, that's what it's for. I was gonna say when we had the Cup broadcast at Circuit of the Americas, we had a guy who was at the track in the chat. But yeah, Jeffrey Earnhardt, massive damage to his front end. Not sure what happened. Looks like turn 10 might have bit him. Just overcooked turn 10, ends up spinning around back end and ends up kind of hitting the side of his car mainly into the fence. So we got a yellow flag here for Jeffrey Earnhardt. So Larson's 13-second gap, that is all evaporated, and now he's going to be starting on first we're going to have pit stop. So you got to nail your pit stop here. No doubt, you cannot mess up this pit stop. Do not speed. Pit crew, don't go over the wall too early. Don't mess up. You can't be slow on the tire. And then you're going to be restarting in a perfect world. It'll be Larson, Allmendinger as the front row with Amarola and Ty Gibbs second in the second row here. It'll be tight to see if Larson can hold this one off. I'd love to see Allmendinger go and snag this one away. But, yeah. It's going to be chaotic here, though, as we get ready for the end of this race. If you guys are excited, of course, hit the like button. Subscribe if you guys are new so we don't miss any future live streams. I'll be back tomorrow with tomorrow's NASCAR Cup Series race at Sonoma as well. But, yeah. So here we go. We're under caution flag, so here we go. So yeah, I'd say it's been fun though. Honestly, watching this Xfinity Series race. Xfinity Series is probably the best road course series, although I will say the next gen Cup car is improving the road racing, I think. But I still feel like the Xfinity Series. They show the West Coast Stock Car Hall of Fame inducted Kurt Busch, Matt Crafton, and Kevin Harvick all into it. Cool. Nice to see some talented drivers there getting some recognition, especially with Kurt Busch's injury potentially ending his career a year early. Kevin Harvick getting ready to end his career. And then Matt Crafton, who knows how long he's going to run the truck series. I wouldn't be surprised if he runs it literally for another 20, 25 years. It'd be a little ridiculous if he runs 25 more years in trucks, but I wouldn't put it past him. So here we go. Pit stops are happening. Again, 17 car cannot speed here on pit road. In fact, go a little slower. Go one light less than you probably need. You might lose to the lead, though. That's kind of the problem with going anything less to try and be conservative here. But, again, try and run maybe 100 less RPM than what your normal number is that you look for on the RPM amount. Because, again, you do not want to speed here. This, a speeding penalty here would be a nail in the coffin for your race. Yeah, there we go. Larson, Allmendinger, Almirola. Ty Gibbs loses 4 spots. No! Ty Gibbs loses 4 spots on pit road. But Almirola, Allgaier, Hill, your top 5 here coming off pit road. So, yeah, here we go. They're going to commercial break, and we're going to be staying right here, getting ready for a pretty good race. But, yeah. Looking forward, though, to the, again, looking forward to Nashville next week. That's hopefully going to be a pretty good race, another night race. But, it's a Sunday night one, which means it's going to be late. But, yeah. So here we go. 10, let's say it's already 10 o'clock here for us on the East Coast. Starting to get a little late, but we'll be here through the checkered flag. But yeah, again, Allmendinger and Larson are going to be restarting on the front row together. I wouldn't be surprised here if we see contact made between the two of them, leading to someone like Almirola being able to steal the win. Because I'm assuming nobody stayed out. Right now the leaderboard's a little messed up because they haven't completed a lap of under the pace car yet. Once they complete this lap under the pace car, we should get a better picture of it. But yeah, we're right about halfway through stage 3 here. And again, Larson's looked fast, and he's gapped Allmendinger even when they weren't in lap traffic, but Larson hasn't had a ton of practice yet. But yeah, it's starting to get late, so we have to wait and see, but here we go. But yeah, it's curious that I was surprised that Xfinity Series had never raced Sonoma up until this point. I know it really hadn't had much for Sonoma hadn't had much for Cup or for Truck and Xfinity Series races before, but I thought it had to have had maybe back in the early days, back when it first came to NASCAR. I thought maybe it would have had an Xfinity or a truck race potentially. But, yeah, no, apparently not. So, there we go. They're showing some highlights from earlier on in the year. Austin Hill and his 3 wins. Some of the Cup guys coming down to trucks coming down to Xfinity Series and winning these things. Josh Williams with the parking it on the front stretch at Atlanta earlier this year. some of these other scary wrecks. John Hunter Nemechek with a with his 2 race wins on the season so far. And then the big wreck from Talladega, another big one here at Darlington. As 3 first-time winners between the 2 Smith brothers and then Ryan Truex. But yeah, this Xfinity Series season has actually been really good. And yeah, I'm trying to stream as many of these races as possible. Let me see, what time is the Nashville Xfinity Series race, I wonder? So let's see. It's 3:30 on Saturday. I can cover that one, so I'll be doing the Nashville race. I'll be live streaming just like this. Chicago Street Course, I'll be able to do that one too. Nice. Then Atlanta, should be able to do that one. New Hampshire, I'm going to be there. That's the plan, is to be at New Hampshire for that one. But yeah. Honestly, the Xfinity Series has a lot of later starts. I didn't realize how many late starts they have. Does that mean that trucks are going to be really early starts then? I know they typically have been that way. They're back from commercial break, by the way, so we're getting ready for, that means we're probably getting ready for the restart. No, trucks have a night race for Nashville as well. Then they go 1:30 at Mid-Ohio. Noon start time at Pocono, so I probably won't be able to cover that one. Then Richmond, they have a night race, and that ends their regular season. Then you got a night race at IRP, 4 p.m. start at Milwaukee. Looking forward to that one. And then night race at Kansas to end out their first round of their playoffs. So, honestly, I'm liking the look of the Xfinity and truck schedules here. And, Suarez and Alex LeBay stayed out to take the lead here. And not sure what happened with Allmendinger, if he chose to go behind Larson or if he lost spots here. Because I don't remember him losing spots, but he's now restarting behind Almirola, and he's in a row behind Larson here. But yeah, Suarez and LeBay stay out to take the lead. So here we go. Green, green, green. Green flag is out, and Daniel Suarez is away with the race lead. So another Cup driver showing him his face here late in the race, up into the top spot. And he puts a big chop on Alex LeBay, and now Eric Almirola gets around, and now Eric Almirola has the 07 as a buffer here. Allmendinger gets in front of Larson. Allmendinger able to pass Larson. This time, finally, Larson gets trapped behind a slower car. Suarez has definitely knocked out the pace here on these older tires. But, yeah, so now Larson is in third place. He's going to have to try and fight Almirola and Allmendinger for these spots to see if he can get them back. But, yeah, Eric Almirola, though, takes the race lead here late in the NASCAR Xfinity Series race from Sonoma Raceway. John Hunter Nemechek right on the back bumper of Cole Custer here. Gonna have to wait and see how this goes, but man, it is chaotic here. But yeah, Larson trying to be patient about it, but he's got to make this move soon. Yep, there we go. Larson going side by side with Allmendinger. Not sure if he's going to be able to make this happen. Oh, they are really, someone is going to get turned here, and I think it's going to be Allmendinger here before too long. But yeah, Eric Almirola, they do not want Almirola getting clear and getting away, because if Almirola gets away, he will be hard to reel back in here. But yeah. So here we go. And I say, AJ Allmendinger, he needs to defend this. He needs to have a shot at this one late in the race. And there we go. He gives up the spot to Kyle Larson. I'm kind of surprised how easily he gave it up, considering the defensive driving he did on the front straightaway. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what Larson is able to do to Eric Almirola here. Potentially Allmendinger might be able to steal this one back, though, if those two get to racing each other here. But yeah. So here we go. And so we got a pretty good race going here. Suarez back to 9th place after he just got passed by Brandon Jones, but I guess he's a lap down. But yeah. Oh! Yeah, Brandon Jones got spun out that last time by, it looks like, potentially. So he's a lap down here, battling it out with Suarez. But yeah, Suarez currently holding on to 9th place here. But yeah. Again, my top 5, outside of the order being completely messed up, is actually pretty solid. Again, outside of Sammy Smith being kind of anonymous today so far. But yeah. Here we go. Let's see what we got going on here. Hopefully you guys are excited for this race finish. I know I am. We got 13 laps to go here from Sonoma. Again, Almirola leading over Larson here. We're going to have to wait and see what Larson's going to do here. I'd love to see if we can get that camera to pan a little bit further forward, because right now we're watching the battle for like 5th or 6th here between Ty Gibbs, Allgaier, and Austin Hill here. But yeah. Gonna be curious to see, though. And again, tomorrow in the Cup race, that's going to be a lot of points racing, because a lot of these guys who need points at the road courses, this is going to be their make or break race, I feel. Because if you underperform at this road course, I feel like it won't set you up well for the summer rush. And again, guys like Ty Gibbs, Austin Cindric, Michael McDowell, they are just on the outside, and they are really good road racers. Daniel Suarez is around there too, and he was the defending winner at this race. So this is quite a few storylines getting ready to go here. Then there's obviously the win and you're in situation for Allmendinger. But yeah, so Almirola actually hasn't been caught quite yet by Larson, which is amazing considering the speed that Larson has shown off so far in the latter half of this race. But yeah, here we go. So Allmendinger actually is staying pretty close. I thought when Larson got that lead or got the spot over Allmendinger, I thought Allmendinger was going to fall way back, but no, he's actually staying somewhat close here. If Larson and Almirola get to racing each other when they go to start racing each other for position here at the front of the field, we could very easily see a 3-way fight for this win late in the race, but so he's closed it in about 0.2 of a second per lap, but he's kind of gotten stuck here at about half a second, and he hasn't moved much from there. So, but yeah, there's not much for clean air. That's one thing at this track, especially in like turn 11 here, where your only option is to follow the car right through the bottom of the racetrack. Otherwise, you're losing way too much time on that outside lip. But yeah. Right now, though, Larson, he is there. If he gets a shot at Almirola here, he may go ahead and take it to try and go for the spot. But Eric Almirola, nice to see Almirola fighting for a win finally. Because so far, the last couple of years at SHR have been really rough. For the entire organization, including Kevin Harvick to an extent. Basically, 2021 onward. I know Almirola got that one win at New Hampshire due to the darkness, but really beyond that, it's been just a factory of issues here. But yeah, Larson just kind of stalking Almirola right now, though, waiting to see if he'll end up messing up here. But yeah, so here we go. And that side skirt is still flapping on the side of Almirola's car. That's hilarious. Say that it's still flapping. You can kind of see it on the straightaways. You can see the little side skirt thing flapping. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see if that ends up playing a factor here at the end of the race. So we got 9 laps to go here. 9 more times around. It's going to be a close finish, I'm pretty certain, because Almirola's not going to lay over for Larson, and Larson's not going to wait too long to make this move, because I think Larson knows that he's got a car that can win this race if he can just get by Almirola. Almirola, I think, knows that too. If Almirola loses this lead, he is not winning this race, because I don't think he has the car to battle back if he ends up needing it. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see on this one. But yeah, it'll be 8 to go at the line this time, but going down the back straightaway, S is here. Again, going through these high-speed sections, this is not really a prime passing opportunity. This is where you need to close in on Almirola. That way you can outbrake him into this, into the paperclip section here. And there we go, bump and run from Larson here. He makes contact with Almirola. Almirola, though, able to get back in front of Kyle Larson, and Almirola putting some massive blocks here on Larson. I would not be surprised to see, again, I would not be surprised to see someone end up wrecked here. And again, I don't think it's going to be Larson getting wrecked. So, yeah. So, we're in the final few laps here. Let's see what Almirola's going to do, because again, they're coming through one of the bigger braking zones in the track. Let's see. Larson not really close enough here to make something happen, so it's going to be about building speed down these S's to try and put yourself in position to make the pass into turn 11 here. So here we go. Building up a lot of speed. Let's see. Can Almirola hold him off? It's impressive that we've actually managed to maintain this battle for the lead for as long as it has, considering the fast car that Larson appears to have. So Larson was nowhere near close enough. Oh, Larson outbraked himself, and Almirola gets ahead, and AJ Allmendinger just took back second place. AJ Allmendinger could still win this race. But yeah, I don't know what happened there. But yeah, he just looked like he locked up the wheels and needed to try and save it from hitting the fence there. But yeah, tire lockup potentially there on the in that final corner, and yeah, it just messed him up just enough to send him off course there. And now it's Almirola and Allmendinger fighting for the race lead. Allmendinger does have 2 seconds that he needs to catch up on Almirola, but again, we've seen Almirola does not necessarily have the same speed that Larson did earlier, so I don't know if Almirola is going to be able to run away like AJ watched happen to Larson here. But yeah, right now, though, I guarantee Larson is going to be livid trying to fly around this track, trying to make up the lost time that he had to that issue. But I don't know if Larson's going to have enough time to get back to that front here. But, yeah, it's going to be chaotic here at the end of this race. 6 laps to go. 6 more times around. And let's see, the official mark at the line. It is getting, he lost a little bit of time there to Allmendinger, but again, if he can just manage to, if he can only give up about 1/10 of a second a lap, and say you could probably even give up 2-3 tenths of a second a lap, but again, you don't want to give up too much on one lap here, especially too early, and potentially leave Allmendinger in a position to try and outbrake you into that final corner, because that has been Allmendinger's specialty so far today, has been outbraking into turn 11. And again, you've got 6 attempts to outbrake him into turn 11 here to potentially try and win the race. We saw, obviously, that was not Larson's specialty, because Larson tried outbraking it. Amarola to take that spot in the turn, and he ended up going too far and locked it up. But, yeah, we don't have that as a guarantee, though. Oh, wow. Parker Kligerman is up into the, trying to fight for a spot inside the top 5. And again, Parker Kligerman, he needs those points to try and qualify himself for the NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs here. But, yeah, Parker Kligerman just locked up the brakes a ton, and Allmendinger actually lost time that lap to Eric Almirola, so yeah, it looks like AJ Allmendinger just doesn't have the car to win today, I guess. But, yeah, Parker Kligerman with a massive brake lockup, though, lost a bit of ground to the 7 here. But he didn't lose any positions here, so he can try and keep fighting it out for this spot. And I say, as long as he can finish out this one, yeah, he's earned stage points in both Stage 1 and Stage 2, and he's on track for a top 10, maybe even a top 5 in this race. That's a pretty good day for Parker Kligerman, all things considered. But, yeah, they really need a issue here for Eric Almirola. Otherwise, I think Almirola might steamroll his way to the win. So, Cup drivers 1, 2, 3, 4. Then Chastain, Bilicki, Dillon, and Suarez are the other guys doing double duty. And, yeah. 4 laps to go, though, here. And Almirola is still holding on to a pretty decent lead. Still 2 seconds, although they did lose a couple of tenths there. But again, especially if Allmendinger and Allmendinger and Larson end up fighting it out here in second place for second, they may lose out on a shot to try and catch Almirola, which is very possible, but we'll have to wait and see here. Yeah, there we go. There goes Larson to the inside. Allmendinger running wide, and Allmendinger with the crossover move. But again, racing each other like that is only going to slow them down here, and is not going to help them with trying to catch Almirola here, as Almirola is just rolling away. But that was... But, yeah, right now, though, Almirola is still holding on to that lead, and I think that lead's probably going to grow this lap at least, because we just saw that crazy crossover move from Allmendinger to try and keep this lead from Larson. And again, Larson trying to get that spot here. Let's see, oh yeah, they lost almost a full second doing that. Wow. So Eric Almirola is going to have a shot at this one here. But, yeah, so right now, though, this race is getting good here. Almirola trying to hold off these two, although these two seem way more interested in fighting with each other here. Almirola he can just drive off into the sunset here, which ironically is how he won his last Cup race so far. But, yeah, AJ Allmendinger versus Kyle Larson. These two are going to fight it out for second, it looks like. Allmendinger going to try and get his 18th second top two finish here on a road course in the Xfinity Series. But, yeah, right now, though, Almirola, though, just storming here. And there is not much room here between these two guys and the tire barriers. So without a yellow, which this is the last lap for a potential yellow to even affect this race, Almirola might have this one in the bag. Not seeing a yellow yet, so I think we might be good. We're going to have to wait and see until he gets back around to the checker, or until he gets to the white, I mean. But, yeah, this looks like a Aric Almirola race win here. But, yeah, it's looking like that challenge to get the race lead here early on in the final stage is going to play out well for Almirola. But here we go. Let's see. Can Almirola avoid a mistake here in turn 11? That's going to be the big thing. He's got plenty of gap here. He can afford to give up a bit of time. He can give up a full second here in turn 11. Just make sure you complete this drive here. All right, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Nice, safe through turn 11 here. And coming to the white flag. The white flag is out for Aric Almirola. This race is going to end on this restart. This will be the last start. And we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening. But as long as Almirola doesn't spin out, I think he ends up winning this thing. So here we go. And let's see. Parker Kligerman just took a just went and passed Allgaier there for the 5th spot. So here we go. Man, these guys are again, Almirola looking like he might be able to storm this one to the victory. We're gonna have to wait and see, but you just do not want to mess this up. It is going to come down to turn 11. If you do what Larson did earlier, you may lose this race. And say, if you end up... So, just give up whatever time you need to make sure you get around this final corner here for Aric Almirola. So, here we go. Yeah, don't hit those tire barriers. Stay a little off of them even. Run a little higher. But there we go. Aric Almirola comes off of turn number 11. And Aric Almirola wins in Sonoma. So there we go. Aric Almirola wins to start the weekend off strong there. Potentially setting a mark for him to try and reach tomorrow. But that's another Ford win. 2 back-to-back Ford wins for the first time in a while in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Allmendinger comes home second. 3rd place, Kyle Larson. 4th place, Ty Gibbs. The highest Xfinity Series regular in the race, Parker Kligerman, comes home 5th. Cole Custer 6th. 7th, Allgaier. 8th, Austin Hill. Sammy Smith comes home 9th, so not quite the top 10 I predicted from him. I certainly didn't predict a win from Almirola. And then Sam Mayer ends up rounding out the top 10. So, man, that was an amazing finish to the race. We thought we knew who the players were going to be, and then Almirola showed up and was like, hold my bacon. But, yeah, so Sheldon Creed 11th, 12th place Brett Moffitt, 13th Hemrick, 14th Chandler Smith, 15th, rounding out your top 15 is Riley Herbst in the Monster Energy number 98. 16th, you had John Hunter Nemechek. 17th, you had Jeremy Clements. Ross Chastain rounded out, came in 18th. 19th for Josh Bilicki. And rounding out the top 20 was Kaz Gralla driving that number 26 for Sam Hunt Racing. Brandon Jones in the number 9 car. He ends up fighting back for a 21st place finish. Kyle Weatherman in the 08 comes home 22nd. 23rd for Ty Dillon in the number 4 car. Solid finish for that car, honestly. Dylan Lepton in the 43 ends up coming home in 24th place. And then Alex LeBay rounds out your top 25 in the number 29 car. Then you had Jeb Burton getting 26th place here. Daniel Suarez ends up coming home 27th. Ryan Sieg comes home 28th. Brad Perez coming home in 29th place. That's not too bad. I mean, especially because this is only like his, third, fourth start for Brad Perez? So, yeah, not terrible to be 29th on a course that he probably has never seen before. Amarillo is burning it down. Blaine Perkins comes home 30th. 31st, Joe Graff Jr. 32nd, Connor Mosack. The first car will not down for Connor Mosack. Graff was the last car on the lead lap. Josh Berry finishes the race 3 laps down in 33rd place. Karaman's up 8 laps down in the 34th spot, and rounding out the top 35 is Josh Williams, 19 laps down. Earnhardt, 20 laps down in 36th. 37th was Anthony Alfredo, and rounding out the field was Parker Retzlaff, finishing 58 laps behind the race. So that's your quick rundown through the finishing order here at the NASCAR Xfinity Series race here from Sonoma Raceway. Just waiting to see Amarillo climbing from the car. I want to hear what Amarillo has to say after this one, because that is insane that he ended up winning this one. But yeah, if you guys only came for the race itself, the race is over, and Amarillo is the race winner. I'll be back tomorrow around 3:30 Eastern time for the Cup Series race from Sonoma Raceway. Hope to see you guys all here. Of course, leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys are new so you guys don't miss it. I want to hear what Amarillo has to say, and then we will pretty much be ready to go. But yeah, here we go. Amarillo takes the helmet off, and let's hear what he has to say here. Let's say first win for Ryan Sieg Racing, if I'm not mistaken here. So, yeah, nice job for Ryan Sieg with the picking the driver here to win this race for him. But yeah, okay. As I talking about running good at this track in particular, and talking about how he didn't like running the Xfinity Series road courses because they usually killed his confidence. I don't think this one's killing his confidence here today, though. But yeah. So here we go. I'm say thanking every sponsor, because it's one of the few times that he's going to run Xfinity, and you want to make sure you thank every single sponsor there. Not to mention some of his Cup sponsors that haven't necessarily gotten the best of attention this year. So, pretty good interview there for Amarillo. I wanted to hear this one because, again, we haven't seen him win very much. Only 4 career Xfinity Series wins. I think it's 3 Cup Series wins, and they've all been fairly fluky situations in Cup. So, yeah. All right, so yeah, there we go. That was the interview from Eric Amarillo. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you guys are new so you guys don't miss the next video. But until next time, this has been Ryan Dyer on YouTube, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next video. Live stream or whatever you guys do with the rest of your night. Have a great night, everybody, and goodbye.